Hi, I'm Johnny, and you're watching the Hexy Beast. Welcome to episode 1. Today I'm going to be reviewing Dragon Ball Z Perfect Cell, the dice game. I'm Johnny and thanks for watching. If you would like to, please like and subscribe my channel. Anyway, this is a very important game for me as it was the very first real game I owned, and we'll get into the story of that in a minute while we check out this little beauty of a game, Dragon Ball Z. First of all, just look at the box. If you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, you're just going to love looking at this on your shelf. This game is published by IDW Games and is 1 to 4 players and is supposed to play in about 30 to 45 minutes. I think that's a long playtime based on my experience with the game. So anyway, let's just have a look what's inside the box. Okay, so first things first, let's get a look at the board, if we can get this thing open. Alright, so as you can see, it's not that big. It's big enough. There's a lot of green on it. So basically here we'd have Cell's damage track. So as you can see, his HP runs down the track. We have places where you would spend your dice to do damage to Cell. You would use these spaces to gain these bonuses in a 2-player game, and these spaces to gain these bonuses in a 3-player game. By here you can spend some of your Dragon Ball symbols to revive characters, etc. I'll explain more about that later on. Some really nice artwork, but I will say there is a lot of green, but thanks to the iconography and the colour, it seems to stand out pretty well. I never seem to have a problem seeing what's going on, but it just sort of turns into a green board with yellow circles on it for me. But still very nice if you like Dragon Ball Z either way. So after this, now we should be moving on to the character boards, and now these are actually very good quality card. They seem very nice. They're more like tiles than boards. They have a good bit of thing in them, but which is lucky because you're never going to sleeve them. And we have 6 of these, so we're just going to drop through the characters a minute. One of the things I really like about these boards is that they do have a play rate on them, and each character, as you can see, has its starting health and a power of its own. So in this case, Piccolo may change the face of 1 die each turn. Okay, and of course to go with them we've got these things, which are your abilities. One of the best parts of the game, in fact. I really like the fact that, as you buy these from the shop, they slot nicely into the bottom. Each character can have up to 3 of these. These are pretty fun actually. I'm just gonna slot another one in because I'm kind of obsessed now. Even though Piccolo would never have these moves. As you can see, you would spend dice then to actually, do these moves. Okay, so here we have your Dragon Ball tokens I was talking about earlier. These basically just have different faces of the die and give you like free hits, etc. We have these health tokens here. These represent your character's health. Obviously, as you take hits or whatever, you're going to lose these. So yeah, that's them. Nothing special about them. They're just health counters. This is Cell's health tracker. It's the same on both sides, but I don't know why. And then we're gonna move on to the encounter cards, which, as you can tell already by looking at them, you're gonna have a hard job finding sleeves for. These basically just, tell you all the bad things a Cell can do to you. And then I know what you're thinking. Hold on, didn't he say it was a dice game? I was like, yeah, I guess it is a dice game, so I best show you the dice, hadn't I? So we have lots of dice. These are for multiple players, obviously. So each car has 5 dice, I think. Yeah, we each have 5. Obviously, all custom dice, each having corresponding icons. Yeah, so that's all the dice. And this is the rule book. This is a typical rule book. If you have a look inside, it's a lot of pictures. It's simple enough to understand. It It's not that hard a game to learn, to be fair, and it's not that many pages at all. It's 11 pages, and half of that last page is just variants for easy mode. I don't think this game needs an easy mode. Okay, so here's your round structure, simple enough. So let's see how it looks in a game, shall we? Okay, so in the Perfect Cell dice game, you're challenged with defeating Cell before his encounter deck runs out, basically. To do this, you'll be rolling dice to get hits to move this down the track until eventually you reach 0 to win the game. So at the beginning of a turn, the first thing will happen is the Cell will draw 2 encounters. This is 1 per player. I'm playing a solo game, by the way, and I'm using 2 characters. So as you can see, we haven't got the best ones to start with. So basically what would happen now is you would choose who goes first. And then you would just roll your dice. See what we got here. Okay, so we got 1 Dragon Ball. These, as you can see here, eventually we will place Dragon Balls here so that we can revive our fallen comrades, or we can heal the whole party. But to be honest, I've never actually come across a situation where I've needed to do that. So for now, I'm just going to take this for Krillin, which is a double hit, which is nice. And then I'm going to place this on the damage track. This is a single hit, which will give me 1. And then I will use this double hit by here to do 2 damage. And because I've filled up this damage track, I'll get +1 to that, which means this round Cell has lost 4 health. But as you can see, I've still got these to deal with. But luckily, I've got 2 of these, for example. So we have 2 of these. These are passes. Now you can either use these to buy things from the shop. Their cost is on the right here. Or you can use them to give to the next player. So in this situation, I'm probably going to give these 2 to Piccolo. And then I will use my last Dragon Ball icon to resolve this Eye Lasers encounter card. So now this has been resolved, it'll get discarded. And then Piccolo will take his turn. And because I passed in 2 dice, as you can see, he now gets to roll my dice as well. Okay, so now Piccolo, these question marks basically mean that you can put any dice there, and they all have to be different. So Piccolo would then try and resolve this. Oh, we can't put that there, can I? See, we got a problem. But luckily, Piccolo, if you look at his power, he can change the face of 1 die per turn. So luckily for me, I can switch this to double. And because I can use any dice, it don't really matter really in this one. So if they were joined up with a line, I would have to use all the same, but I can use any 5. So that's these 2 resolved. But if I hadn't resolved that, you probably would have seen that you would have dealt 3 damage, in which case we would have removed these to each Z fighter. So yeah, so basically that is how the game is played. And you basically run your way down the track until eventually you either beat Cell and win, or this encounter deck runs out and you lose. Also, like I said before, I could have spent whoopsies. I could have spent 2 of these to buy this move and given it to Krillin. And if I'd wanted to use that move, I would have needed a double hit and a single hit, and that move would have done 5 damage. So it's pretty easy to win, but it was the first game I ever had. It was good fun. Okay, so now that we've had a good look at how it's played and everything, I'm going to tell you what I think of it. To be honest with you, if I'd found it now, I probably wouldn't be as interested in it as I was when I first started. For me, this is definitely one of those games that has more of a gateway feel. It's very random. It's a little easy to win, almost too easy. I'm surprised there's even an easy mode in the manual. So basically, if it wasn't for this game, I probably wouldn't have started gaming. So regardless of how simple it is, the score I'm probably going to give it is going to be, I say 7.5 because I don't think it's fair to be an 8. So I'd recommend getting it, but only if you're really new to the hobby or you're just a big fan of the anime. Anyway, it's been fun talking to you. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to leave any feedback in the comments. Like and subscribe if you can, as it'll really help me out. And last but not least, thanks for watching. Stay Hexy, everyone.